Science journalist, brown dwarfs are celestial objects with more mass than planets, but less mass than stars. They are identified by their mass and whether or not lithium is present in their atmospheres. Stars at least as massive as the Sun have lithium, meaning in their atmospheres, because the mixing of elements in their eternal nuclear furnaces is incomplete. Stars with less mass than the Sun have no lithium because the element has been fully mixed into their nuclear furnaces and consumed. A brown dwarf does not have a fully functional nuclear furnace, and so lithium cannot be consumed. So if something happens to my brain whenever we get sciencey like this, it just understanding things. So yeah.
So
I don't
here's
know.
the thing. Brown dwarfs are sea objects with more mass than planets, but less mass than the stars. Okay, so brown dwarfs have more mass than planets, but less mass than stars. They are identified by their mass and whether or not lithium is present in their atmosphere. So I'm thinking like, okay, so we identify brown dwarfs by their mass, which is in between these two things, and whether or not lithium is present.
Right.
Stars are at least as massive as the sun, have lithium remaining in their atmospheres because of the mixing of elements in their internal nuclear furnaces is incomplete. So automatically, I'm like, if stars are at least as massive as the sun, I don't think that is a brown dwarf a sun, or is the sun a brown dwarf?
No.
No, because it's smaller. So I'm already
Right.
engaging with it. Stars with less mass than the sun have no lithium because the element has been fully mixed up with their nuclear furnaces and consumed. Okay. A brown dwarf does not have a fully functioning nuclear furnace, and so lithium cannot be consumed.
So
Excellent.
brown dwarf lithium.
All right, so this is the most strongly supported question. So let's go ahead and start with A. Go ahead and read A.
Any celestial object without lithium in its atmosphere is a star with less mass than the sun.
Is that true?
I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on. Any celestial object without lithium. So what did we say about things without lithium? We said that if it's something without lithium has to have less mass than the sun. Have no lithium. Okay, yeah, no, it has to have less. Any object without lithium is a star with less mass than the sun. Well, is a brown dwarf, a star? Wait, it doesn't have lithium. Hold on.
Brown
Okay, wait.
dwarfs have lithium.
Yeah, let me think this through. Hold on. So any object without lithium, what the hell doesn't have lithium? It's something that doesn't have lithium is if it's mixing. Okay, stars with less mass than the sun have no lithium because the element has been fully mixed. Okay, great. So any celestial object without lithium, stars with less mass than the sun, in its atmosphere is a star with less mass than the sun. No, because we don't know that it's necessarily a star.
Right. Okay. And also, any celestial object, all we know about are brown dwarfs,
Right.
and stars. Couldn't there be something that's not a star that is a celestial object?
Yeah.
Excellent. All we know is that if there's without lithium, it's not a brown dwarf. We don't know about anything else.
Right.
Excellent. All right. What about B?
Any celestial object, so again with that terminology, with lithium in its atmosphere has a nuclear furnace and has incompletely mixed the object's elements. I would get rid of it just because any celestial object, we don't know that much to say
With
anything.
lithium. Yeah, we don't know that.
No celestial object that has no lithium in its atmosphere is a brown dwarf.
So what do we know about brown dwarfs?
They do have lithium.
Yes, so we know that they have more mass than planets, less mass than stars, and we know that they don't have lithium. And so no celestial object that has no lithium. So if an object has no lithium, it is not a brown dwarf. So that's true, right? Because, I misspoke. Brown dwarfs have lithium, right?
Yes.
And so this is saying no celestial object that does not have lithium. So if it has no lithium, it cannot be a brown dwarf.
Correct. Which means that no object that has no lithium is a brown dwarf, which means that's
essentially what it's saying. Yep. And so that's why our answer is C, but let's continue on.
No celestial object with lithium in its atmosphere has less mass than the sun. We don't know that.
Well, actually, no, we don't know it. And it's actually wrong because we know that a celestial object with lithium has less mass. Like a brown dwarf fits this definition. So I'm like, D is very bad.
Yeah, but
Like we actually know we don't know it, but
we don't know.
actually we know it's wrong because we know of a celestial object with lithium. A brown dwarf has
Yeah.
less mass than the sun. So like it's so bad.
Yes. Yeah. That's wrong.
This must be true. Like it's like no, it does have to be true. We actually have proof against it.
Brown dwarf
It
is
couldn't it couldn't even could be true.
yeah. It's because the brown dwarf has less mass than the sun and it has lithium. So no. So no celestial object less massive than a brown dwarf has lithium in its atmosphere. We don't even know about things less than a brown dwarf.
Yeah, at all. And we don't know if they have lithium or not. So that's a really bad answer as well. So what do you know what answer you picked for this one?
I originally I went with C. I'm sorry, no, that's a lie. I went with A.
All right. So do you know why A is wrong again?
Yes, but let me just one more time. So any celestial object without lithium in its atmosphere is a star with less mass than the sun. The first thing is we don't know that it's a star because it could be anything. And maybe if it had removed the term with is a star, I might have like been able to argue this better. But it's the is a star part that's doing it for me that makes it wrong.
Yeah, any celestial object with less mass is a star. Like we don't know we don't know every celestial object. We just know about brown dwarfs and stars. We don't know about anything else.
Yeah. So that's the part because if it had said any celestial object without lithium in its atmosphere has less mass than the sun, I would have been like that makes sense because it said that mass is whether or not lithium is present in the atmosphere and that's how you're identified or something. But it's because it said star. I'm like,
Yeah, and we don't know about anything else.
right.
Excellent.